Welcome back to the Noni M podcast. So today I want us to talk about, let's discuss a very interesting development in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial, a development that has left many people or many courtroom observers asking serious questions because, excuse you, Advocate Sipho Ramsipile stood up in court and made an announcement that immediately caught everyone's attention, including the judge. He informed the court that after what he described as fruitful fruitful consultation with retired warrant officer Amanda Steenkamp, the defense has decided to not call her as a witness. Now, on the surface, that sounds very simple, right? But the moment he used the word fruitful consultation, and then followed that by saying they would no longer call her, many people immediately began asking, how can a consultation be fruitful if the witness is no longer needed? That was the biggest question, right? How can a consultation be fruitful if a witness is no longer needed? What happened during that consultation? Did the witness help the defense case or hurt the defense case? Did the defense discover something unexpected, or did they simply conclude that calling her would create more problems than solutions? These are legitimate questions that are coming with us, people that are faithful watchers of the Senzo Meyiwa case, or viewers of the Senzo Meyiwa case, Senzo Meyiwa murder trial. Okay, let's put it very right. For those who may not know, Amanda Steenkamp was involved in compiling the facial sketches of the alleged intruders who were said to have entered the Khumalo home on the night Senzo Meyiwa was murdered. The defense had indicated that the issue they wanted to explore with her related specifically to accused number 2, Bongani Ntanzi, and accused number 3, Mthobisi Mncube. Then suddenly, after consulting with her, they changed course. No witness, no testimony, no questions, no evidence from Amanda Steenkamp. So what exactly happened? Ladies and gentlemen, I also don't know, okay? I also don't know. I don't have any scata. But in legal circles, the word fruitful does not necessarily mean that a witness supports your case, okay? Something fruitful may mean so many things. Sometimes a fruitful consultation simply means you have obtained the information you needed in order to make an informed decision. And sometimes that informed decision is to stay away from the witness entirely because of that fruitful consultation. Do you understand now? A defense can think about things carefully, look at them, gauge, and see where is what's taking us. Think about carefully now as a person. A defense team does not call witnesses for entertainment. Do you understand? Every witness is called for a purpose. Every witness carries a risk. Every witness can either strengthen your case or damage your case. The moment a witness enters the witness box, that witness becomes subject to questioning and cross-examination. The state gets an opportunity to ask questions. The judge gets an opportunity to ask questions. And suddenly this can emerge that, no, he is or she is doing whatever in that witness box. Do you understand? Now, suddenly also things can emerge that were never part of your original plan. Then what are you going to do? So that is why it is important to sit down with the witness, find out things, and then decide from there. This is why experienced lawyers are extremely careful. One bad answer can undo months of preparation, or it can do more damage. Do you understand? One unexpected statement can become the headline of the day. One witness can accidentally strengthen the very case you are trying to weaken. Could that be what happened in the situation of Amanda Steenkamp, or what? Now, that's the question that all of us are asking. Could that be what happened here in this situation? Possibly, yes. Possibly, no. We were not in the consultation. Let's explore possibilities, though, even though we were not in the consultation. We're human. We know how to guess things around. So that's what we are going to do also. The first possibility is that Amanda Steenkamp simply could not provide the evidence the defense was looking for. Perhaps during consultation, she explained that she only drew sketches based on descriptions given by witnesses. Perhaps she could not independently identify anyone. Perhaps she could not directly connect those sketches to accused number 2 or accused number 3. Perhaps she could. Perhaps she was like, it's them. Then what? Do you understand why the defense would look into all those possibilities and be like, Asikfun. If that is the case, then the defense may have concluded that her testimony would not move the needle. Why call a witness whose evidence ultimately changes nothing? The second possibility is far more interesting. That what if the consultation revealed that some of her evidence could actually assist the state? This is a very real concern. Suppose her recollection of events was stronger than expected. Suppose she stood by aspects of the original description. Suppose she was prepared to defend the process used to create those sketches. Suddenly, the witness became dangerous, not because she's hostile, but because she introduces uncertainty for the defense. In that situation, the safest legal move is often not to call the witness at all, because if Baloyi wanted that witness, he should have called the witness himself. Do you understand now? I'm not saying that is what happened. I don't know what happened. I was not in that consultation. All right. Now, the third possibility is that the defense got exactly what they needed without requiring testimony. This happens more often than many people realize. Lawyers consult witnesses to understand what they would say if called. Once they obtain that information, they may conclude that the objective can be achieved through other evidence already before court. In other words, the consultation itself may have answered their questions. No need to place the witness under oath. No need to expose the witness to cross-examination. No need to create unnecessary complications. The fourth possibility is that the consultation exposed weaknesses that the defense did not want highlighted publicly. Remember, once a witness enters the witness box, the entire courtroom gains access to that evidence. The prosecution listens, the judge listens, the media listens, the public listens. The defense may have identified areas that could distract from their broader strategy. And when that happens, experienced lawyers often make a tactical retreat, not because they are losing, but because they are protecting a bigger objective. Now, let us focus on something very important. Ramsipile specifically mentioned that the issues concerned accused number 2, Bongani Ndanzi, and accused number 3, Mthobisi Ncube. That detail matters, because it tells us that whatever the consultation involved, it was considered relevant enough to potentially assist two separate accused. Yet, despite that, the defense still chose not to proceed. That decision alone tells us the risk likely outweighed the benefits. And in criminal trials, risk management is everything. The defense does not need to prove innocence. The defense only needs to challenge the state's case and maintain reasonable doubt. If a witness creates uncertainty for the defense strategy, the safest option is often to leave that witness out completely. That is why I believe the phrase fruitful consultation should not be interpreted as meaning the witness was favorable to the defenses. Perhaps, or instead, it may simply mean the consultation achieved its purpose. The lawyers learned what they needed to learn. They assessed the risk, they weighed the benefits, and they made a professional decision. No witness, no testimony, move on. But make no mistake, the development is significant, because whenever a witness is consulted, prepared, expected to testify, and then suddenly withdrawn, questions naturally arise. What did the defense discover? What changed? What was said behind closed doors? Unfortunately, unless the contents of that consultation become public, nobody outside that legal team truly knows. What we do know is this: Advocate Ramsipile is a highly experienced lawyer who is very professional. If he walked away from Amanda Steenkamp after consulting her, there was almost certainly a strategic reason. Whether that reason was to avoid helping the state, avoid unnecessary risk, or simply because of evidence no longer served useful purpose, only the defense team knows for certain. But one thing is clear: the decision was deliberate, the decision was calculated, and the decision had added another fascinating layer to an already complex Senzo Meyiwa murder trial. What do you think happened during the fruitful consultation? What are your thoughts when Glenda uhleli kuyo? Did she hurt the defense? Did Amanda Steenkamp help the defense in any way, or she hurt the defense? Or did the defense simply decide that the risk was too high? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this analysis, please like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so that you do not miss any of my videos. This is Noni M Podcast, and I will see you on our next update. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.